Hello everyone, welcome back. It's lovely to have you stop by and visit. Today I want to have a look at this magazine with you. I'm quite excited about it. It's called New Idea Retro. The best of the 50s, 60s and 70s. And on the front we have Rita Hayworth, Hollywood's Forgotten Princess, as our cover girl. I see Elvis, A Country Practice. Now that was a TV show that I used to enjoy. Now, being the New Idea retro, I suspect that we're going to have a lot of Australian content because New Idea is an Australian magazine. And I think this is quite a new publication. I see Marilyn, John and Yoko. Now the reason I'm quite excited about this, or very eager to show you, is because I first spotted the retro magazine a few months ago. And it was on the supermarket shelf, but it was not this issue. The issue I saw had a picture of Doris Day on the front, and I love Doris Day. And I didn't buy it because it's $9.99 in New Zealand, so I went home without it. But I couldn't stop thinking about it and how much I would love to share a magazine like this with my friends on YouTube. So I went back and I bought it. And with all my studying and working and the family, I didn't get the opportunity to make a video. And then when I did, I couldn't find it, and I can't remember where I've put that magazine. Now, the really frustrating part, I didn't even read it because I was saving it to share with you. But I've bought another one, a different issue. And once again, I haven't read it. I haven't even opened it. I haven't even peeked at it because I wanted to share it with you. Now, I do love Rita Hayworth. I believe when she died, Alzheimer's had taken over, and she didn't remember much of her life, which is sad. But she truly was a beautiful, beautiful actress. Don't we just love the vintage Hollywood look? The eyelashes aren't overdone. They are clearly false eyelashes, but the way they're feathered out, they're so beautiful. Anyway, let's just have a little glance through the magazine, shall we? Okay, the advertisements are modern because this is, let me see, I actually can't see a date on it, but this was printed this year. It's not actually a vintage magazine. It's a modern magazine about vintage things. And here's our table of contents, and it's packed, jam-packed. Rod Stewart, that hair was amazing. You know, when a man's hair is prettier than mine, that's really something. And Is this the cast of A Country Practice? Yes, I think it is. Let's have a look. We won't read everything, but we'll get a general idea. Hello, John Wayne. What does it say? Just a couple of cowboys riding high. The Duke, John Wayne, and Dean Martin saddle up for the 1966 episode of The Dean Martin Show. I didn't recognise him. Not without a martini glass in his hand. Oh, classic, classic, classic movie. I remember when it first came out and I went to the movies to see it. Gene Wilder shares the same birthday, or he did, as my daughter. Wow. These children all grown up. And it looks like this is a little bit of behind the scenes trivia. 25 things you didn't know about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Chocolate. I wish I had some chocolate. Yum, yum, yum. Oh, author Roald Dahl wanted Spike Milligan to play the part of Willy Wonka. Imagine that. Spike Milligan. Interesting choice. That would have been amazing. A British actor. But Gene Wilder did a splendid job. Oh, the 10 Oompa Loompas, 9 men and a woman, came from British and Turkish circuses. Oh, the days where if you were born different, you joined a circus, went on exhibition. I've just been doing a disability paper for my degree, and yes, I did cover some of that. The final Oompa Loompa scene took 50 takes to get right. Wow. Most of the chocolate bars featured in the movie were made of wood. How very disappointing. John and Yoko. Anyone who is of a certain age can probably remember where they were when they heard the news that John Lennon had been killed outside his apartment. I was at work in a department store. I worked for Farmers Trading Company, and that particular store is no longer there. But I was on the stairs going between floors because I don't like elevators. And one of my co-workers stopped me on the stairs and told me. Bit of a shock. Was a shock. Oh, we'll just go right past that. Thank you, John Lennon. Very talented man. Marlene Dietrich. Fight for America. Oh my goodness, look at her purple jumpsuit and shoes. Oh my goodness, that is beautiful. And it's not a jumpsuit. Look, I see a hemline. Oh my goodness, that's even better. It's a tunic and pants. And I'm telling you that if those pants have pockets, I am sold. How wonderful. Wonderful. She was an amazing actress. The actress showed bravery and a love of freedom during World War II. Courageous spirit. Was her name Marlena or Marlene? I'll go with Marlene for now. Marlene put on more than 500 performances for Allied troops. When asked why she took part in the USO tours, she replied, "Out of decency." Hello, Richard Burton, Elizabeth Taylor. I don't think Cleopatra really looked like that. She was Greek, wasn't she? Not originally Egyptian. No, Roman. Oh my goodness, I've completely forgotten, and I should know this because I've read quite a bit and my mind has gone blank. I'm sure she was Greek or Roman. Moving right along, we have Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey on Dirty Dancing. We have Scarlett O'Hara, Red Butler, Vivian Leigh, and Clark Gable. Oh, From Here to Eternity, Burt Lancaster and Deborah Kerr. Oh, who is this? Marilyn Monroe and Tony Curtis. Very difficult to tell from that photo. So this is a little bit of behind the scenes information on those kisses. Oh, there's more. That looks like Paul Newman. Oh no, Steve McQueen. It's hard to tell when their lips are puckered. Steve McQueen and Faye Dunaway. Oh, this was Pretty Woman. Richard Gere, Julia Roberts. Hooray, Doris Day. I did get a magazine with Doris Day, even if she's not the cover girl. Doris Day and Rock Hudson. And Grace Kelly, Cary Grant, To Catch a Thief. And who's this in the rain? Breakfast at Tiffany. That has got to be Audrey Hepburn and George Peppard. Here we have Steve McQueen. Who's he with? Rita Milan. Ooh. And who's this one? His first wife, Neil? His third wife, Barbara, who he married just months before he died. Oh, now there's a familiar face. Natalie Wood. Oh, look, it's little Melissa Gilbert. Oh, hands up if you grew up on Little House on the Prairie. I loved it so much. I loved it. I loved Michael Landon. I loved the entire cast. Parker Stevenson, remember him in the Hardy Boys. There he is as a young man. And there's Melissa, all grown up, 57 years old. Just slightly almost my age. Almost. Oh my goodness. Kate Jackson, Charlie's Angels, Farrah. Oh, remember Farrah Fawcett's hair. Adam Rich, now he was a cutie. Look at that haircut. Loretta Swit. Oh my, hasn't she aged well? She looks amazing. Jimmy Walker from Good Times. Didn't we all just love that? She was in Maud with B. Arthur, Adrienne Barbeau. And she's aged well. I always like to compare just to see how I'm aging. Not as well as some of these ladies. Christy McNichol, I loved her. I loved her in Family. Lauren Hughes. The Love Boat still will be making another run. Mamie Van Doren. It's good to be bad. Beautiful makeup. They really did look like stars back then, didn't they? This is her in 2010. To be honest, I actually don't know who she was. Maybe we didn't get much exposure to her in New Zealand. Looks like she has a little bit of background information on a lot of leading men. And there he is, the king. We probably thought he was going to live forever. I remember when he died too. I heard it on the radio, I think. I was 14. Do the maths. An amazing talent. Jerry Lee Lewis and his child bride, weren't they related? Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Oh, there she is. Look at this. This is perfect. Look at that dress. The swing. It's a beautiful photograph. Isn't that just gorgeous? The actress and dancer overcame a troubled childhood to become one of Hollywood's biggest and most alluring stars. And here she is at 5 years old with her 2 younger brothers. Oh, what a beautiful photo. Look at those shoes. Do you know what? I can see why retro fashion is coming back in, the vintage 50s look. That's just amazing. What? Oh, look, it's got a lace up front here. Look at that detail. And the colour. Pink is my favourite colour. Yellow with pink flowers. And look at this. Remember, you know how we have the cold shoulder sleeves? I thought that was something quite, post-millennial. Look at this here. It's more of the arm, I suppose, than the shoulder, but that's very interesting. Beautiful dress. Love it. It's beautiful. And just when I thought it couldn't get any better. Oh, she had the most beautiful smile, didn't she? Those teeth. And her hair, everything, just absolutely wonderful. And just look at that belt. Oh, the colours together are divine. Beautiful. I can't even tell if it's like a pink or a rose gold. But it's beautiful. And that belt just makes it pop. How wonderful. Is this her at 16? Wow. Oh, that smile. I don't know if I could smile like that and show my back teeth the way she does. Possibly because maybe a couple of them are missing, but even if I did, I never could. Just pretend you never heard that bit. This is the days before Lycra. What is it? Is it knitted? Did it have any stretch to it? I wonder if it was comfortable. She wouldn't want to get her hair wet. Not with that set. The glamorous actress became a pin-up for the red, white and blue in war-torn 1940s. Oh, she knew how to rock the colours that suited her. How wonderful. This is her in Cover Girl, which was a musical comedy, 1944. Oh, she was married to Orson Welles. Now I do think I may have heard that. Wow, and that's their daughter, Rebecca. She could dance, she could act, and she could play a tune or two. Rita here as Gilda was somewhat of a triple threat in an era of vapid blondes. Beautiful. Her final movie, 1972, The Wrath of God, and she struggled with her lines. I wonder if that was the onset of Alzheimer's. Yes, 1980, Rita was finally diagnosed with Alzheimer's. By 1983, it had reduced her to a state of utter helplessness. 4 years later, at just 68, she died. Hollywood's misunderstood star, Montgomery Clift. Not someone I was terribly familiar with. Oh, here we go. Mae West. Here's some ladies that we all know. Oh, Joan Crawford. Beautiful Elizabeth Taylor. She was gorgeous. My father rather liked her. Audrey Hepburn. Beautiful, beautiful. Sophia Loren. Marilyn Monroe. And Marlene Dietrich. Who would be my favourite? I think out of these two, I can't decide. Maybe Audrey. But Elizabeth certainly was a beautiful woman back then. Hello, Angela Lansbury. Is that her? That can't be her. That can't be her. I'm sure that's not her. I think I'm missing something there. Now, Angela Lansbury. Wonderful, wonderful woman. Did you know she was originally picked to play one of the parts in the Golden Girls? Was it Dorothy? I can't remember. It was one of the Golden Girls. Murder, She Wrote. Oh, she was a young thing there. What a life she has had. Aussie stars. I told you there'd be some Australian content. Ron Randall, Rod Taylor, Peter Finch. Not sure if I'm familiar with these actors. Hello, Mr. Flynn. Mr. Errol Flynn. George Lazenby. Sylvia Bremer. Oh, we're going back a wee bit there to the 1930s, I believe, or the 20s. May Robson, Louise Lovely, Judith Anderson. Which one is Judith? Possibly this one. Constance Worth. Who's this cheeky fella? Oh, these are more Australian actors, I believe. What is this man wearing? Oh, the story of Ned Kelly. That does ring a bell. Ah, familiar face there. Ah, can't think of his name. Who does it say he is? Jack Thompson. Okay. Who's this? Oh, Picnic at Hanging Rock. That was a movie. I don't think I saw it. Oh my gosh, look at her hair. Hello, we must be in the 1980s. And can you believe it? Do you want to guess who it is? Okay, I'll count to 5 and then I'll tell you. And we'll see if you're right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nicole Kidman. Oh my goodness. Of course the smile gives it away. Hello, Mr. Crocodile Dundee, Mr. Paul Hogan. Okay, we seem to have jumped ahead a few decades now. Here is the cast of A Country Practice, and I remember this man here, and I remember this. I do remember these guys. That was quite a long time ago. Oh, Molly. I think they killed Molly off in the show, if I remember correctly. That was a bit sad. She thought she was pregnant, but she was sick. Very sad. Yes, I do remember these people. It was in the early 1980s. Didn't seem like that long ago. Now, let's see if we can work out who this is. Our beautiful Queen. Long live the Queen. She has lived a long and full life. She's an amazing lady. Was that Earl Mountbatten? It is Lord Mountbatten. Yes, I remember him. I remember he was assassinated. A bomb, I think, IRA. Devastated Prince Charles. He was very close to his, I think he was his uncle. That was very sad. Hello, Roy Orbison. I also remember when I first found out that he had taken his life. That was sad. I guess being rich and famous doesn't buy happiness. Marcia Hines. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh, I'd forgotten all about her. Now, she was an Australian singer and she was wonderful. Wonderful. Oh, she started off quite young, just a teenager when she started. John English. Oh gosh, I think I had a bit of a crush on John English, another Australian singer-actor. He has since passed away. Yes, he was rather good. I liked him. Led Zeppelin. When was that photo taken, I wonder? Look at those flares. Oh, what is it with snakes, really? Why do people play with them? Do you know snakes are illegal in New Zealand? We have a lot of native birds, and so we don't want any newcomer snakes to eat them and their eggs and drive them to extinction. So snakes aren't native in New Zealand, and we don't have poisonous spiders. We don't have snakes. In fact, we don't really have anything that can, kill us, apart from maybe sharks. But that's really more Australia. We don't have animals here that are particularly life-threatening. Maybe a wild dog or something. A cat could do some damage too. And here we have Rod Stewart, who married a Kiwi girl, and they're no longer together. He married Rachel Hunter. What was her name? Britt Eklund, am I right? No, that's Olivia Newton-John, surely. Was he married to Britt Eklund before he married Rachel Hunter? That's an interesting attire. I like the tartan. Not sure if I like the sheer cutout. Oh, I never noticed before that he had a dimple in his chin. Never noticed that. Oh, we have a cooking page. We have Chinese custard tarts and steamed pork buns. These Asian-inspired dishes were a staple of RSL clubs across the country in the 1980s. Now you can whip them up at home. I think that would be the Returned Servicemen's League. In New Zealand we call it the Returned Servicemen's Association. So there you go. Steamed pork buns. This looks interesting. I'm a vegetarian though. Scallops, they're a shellfish, aren't they? So I'll pass. I don't think so. Ham rolls, lemon chicken, combination chop suey, honey prawns. Oh dear, dear, dear. I wouldn't do very well. I'll eat the mushrooms. Oh, there she is, Farrah. Farrah Fawcett Majors. That hair was amazing. James Dean, and Levi Strauss jeans became the uniform for gold miners in California in 1880. If those men knew that they were fashion icons. So over 100 years. So here we have, sporting her blue jeans, Farrah Fawcett Majors. There's Marilyn, Brooke Shields, Gloria Vanderbilt jeans for Mujani. Okay. Oh, ABBA. And here is a nice little craft we can make. Embrace funky 70s vibes and say hello to Bargello with Narissa Pratt's hanging planter. Okay. And this details how to make it. So it is a tapestry. And we have a crossword. Oh, I will get into that. Oh, James Cagney. Oh, come on, tell me her name. I know who she is. Shelley Winters. Paul Newman, Paul Hogan, Pub Wars. There's Paul Hogan. Women were segregated from the public bar in so-called ladies' lounges, which often requires a man's presence to even order a drink. Wow. 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 Retro feminism. They weren't allowed to order a drink, but they could be barmaids. Okay. What was the 6 o'clock swill? From my understanding, and without reading this, I believe the pubs used to close at 6 o'clock in Australia and New Zealand, right through to the 1960s. I'm not sure when that stopped. Maybe it was the 50s for Australia and the 1960s for New Zealand, I can't remember. And so they would ring the bell and say, "Time, gentlemen, time," and so they would swill their drinks. There she is. Oh, I think that's got to be my favourite colour on her. Look at it. That blue, it just makes her shine. Movies were much better in the days when I was doing them. Rita Hayworth. The Women of Hollywood. Oh, what a beautiful book. Look at her eyes. Wow. And there we have it. And an advertisement for the Salvation Army. Well, I hope you enjoyed glancing through this magazine with me. I look forward to finding the one I lost and maybe going through that with you sometime soon. And I hope to be able to make another video sometime soon, but as you know, I'm very sporadic. Depends on my schedule. I didn't mention before, New Zealand has gone into a lockdown, quite a quick one, when one new case was discovered in the community of COVID. And so our Prime Minister made that decision with her cabinet. And so I'm actually very grateful, because it has allowed me to have time to make a video. Yay! It's strange, isn't it? Every day I am so thankful to God for leading my parents to New Zealand, where we have been fairly well protected due to our very fast response to our leadership making the decision to go into lockdowns hard and fast, and it has allowed us quite a bit of freedom here. So we'll get through this, and I do pray for those of you who are going through so much. I pray that you would be at peace and be reassured. So for now, I'm going to finish off so that I can get this video uploaded for you. I hope you've enjoyed this. Bye bye for now. Bye bye.